Hello, hello, and some more hellos. I decided that at 2:18 a.m. on February 16th that I'm going to take a conscious action and be mindful of doing recordings. Doing recordings on how I feel at the moment, what I've been through, how I relate, how we relate as one, as human beings and as human nature and as just soul searching and soul purposes and all that good stuff. And at first when I decided, okay, I want to hear myself, I want to reflect, I want to look within. I was going to write because that's like the automatic thing that I usually do. But I said, you know what? I like the sound of hearing myself back, hearing the depth within my words and my emotion. I feel like it adds more meaning if I could fully hear myself. Not to put any shade on writing, because Lord knows I like to write. I really like to communicate really on a broad scale. Any type of communication is heavenly for me, whether that be mentally, emotionally, physically, through reading, writing, and telepathically. Um, I love it. And I no longer want to hide my love for communicating, my love for my passion and love for being an advisor, my passion for being a healer, my passion for being in the know, for seeking knowledge. After all, knowledge is truly power, and what you do with it is besides the point, but just being in the know is really, truly enough. And I have to say that I learned that I heard this from my brother before I actually learned this fact and allowed it to resonate with me. I had to live a little, you know how it goes, seek a little, be open, be accountable, um, even destroy yourself through, if you're not even only destroying yourself, just people that you interact with, playing their part, playing their role in your life. And literally sometimes their role in their life is to break you down so that you could find it in you to heal yourself back up and decipher why you're feeling this way, why I reacted this way, because you really are a self reflection and a mirror to everything and everyone that you are in interaction with. So here I am, speaking my truth, speaking my piece. I don't know where it's going, I don't know where it's heading, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I usually talk like this for a living. Anybody who knows me personally and who knows me on an intimate level knows that once I get to talking, I get to talking. I really get to talking. And I feel like for the most part, people accept it, even though it's draining and even though I could speak so passionate and sounds like I'm damn well near arguing sometimes because I'm so passionate of how I feel, and I could really be, and I truthfully I have my Aries, my Mercury in Aries, so you know how that goes. And you could just imagine how loud and how impulsive in speech I am, but this is not nowhere close to a bad thing because I know that knowledge is power, and every time I speak with purpose 90% of the time. And anybody who comes within my range, in my graces, in my power, will take something with them. I hope that you are able to take something with you, and I feel that a lot of people have. And I feel like, why ain't I helping more than just my immediate circle with advice and with understanding and with empathy and compassion and acceptance and really just love all in one. And I said, you know what? I'm not hiding this anymore. I personally have reached a breakthrough with myself, with my flaws, with my fears, with my habits, with my hatred, with my self hatred. I've reached some type of epiphany, and this has led me to here. And honestly speaking, it's not for the weak-hearted. This is not for somebody who is in denial with who they are, or who has excessive ego problems, or is a liar, even as simple as that, or a compulsive liar, pathological liar, or somebody walks with ego and a sense of pride. Anything of that nature will not allow you to get to what I'm trying to put out there and what I'm trying to help people get to. Because it's such a good feeling inside where I am right now in my life that I don't want to keep it to myself. I want everybody to get a sense of feeling liberated in your own skin, feeling at peace with yourself, feeling whole, and having the utmost faith within your capabilities, your soul purpose, and most importantly, my God. I smile because he is all knowing. He is so powerful. He is so amazing, so divine, and just really no words in the dictionary could describe the love, the unconditional love that is within our God. And once we decide to accept this, that's when the transition really starts flowing. That's when the manifesting really starts showing. That's when the alchemist really starts healing, really starts giving, really starts believing. This is a personal journey. This is a personal journey, and it takes a lot of self-reflection. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of a lot, okay, to heal. When it's all said and done, to heal. That is the ultimate goal, is to heal and to be at one with yourself and with God. Okay? And it's going to take a lot of just it's going to take a lot to shift into this realm, and to shift into this state of mind, and to get out of the way that we've been programmed, the way that we have been treating ourselves, the way that others have been treating ourselves, what we have been taught, what we are protecting, our damages. It takes a lot to get out of that, because we've been so comfortable in it, and it's all we know, and it makes, it just makes you more comfortable because it's what you know, you're used to it. When in all reality, there's no better feeling than getting unused to all that bullshit, patterns, way of life, way of seeking, way of living. God is the answer. Healing is the answer. And like people say all the time, nothing that is worthwhile comes easy. And this I know. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to act like, oh, hey everybody, hey viewers, hey whoever this video should catch, whoever ears this should catch, and whoever eyes should see this video. I just want you to be happy. And you know what? Just be happy. Just be happy. Just go to bed, wake up in the morning, forget about everything that you've been through, and decide to be happy. Okay? Because that is bullshit, and that is not the reality of this journey. And there is a lot of detours, there's a lot of stripping that you have to do to the soul to get to this point. And even when you get to certain points, you still have so much way to go. There's no such thing of being fully healed. Nobody in this world, in this life path, in your own personal life path are fully healed will never be. And that's the beauty of life, because we always have something to seek and something to heal and something to learn from ourselves and from our others, from people, places, and things, pretty much. So, with that being said, something while I was minding my own business, which I feel like I do best, something, and I came to an epiphany that, hey, I realize I have a twin flame, right? Um, then this is, most people would consider a twin flame as a soulmate, but I feel like a soulmate is such a lousy way to explain the profound connection I feel I have with this particular person. I didn't want to use that word. It's lousy. It's common. People use it, abuse it, and they don't really have no substance in it anymore. It's just like, oh my gosh, this person really made me smile more than anybody has made me smile all day. That's my soulmate. No. Um and there are soulmates out there, don't get it twisted, and I'm not denying anybody or discrediting anybody's experience as far as feeling like they met somebody that is truly soulfully divine with them. But a twin flame is on a whole nother level, and this is what I have learned. And because I felt so liberated with the knowledge and so free and so accepting, um, it made me want to write. It made me want to write to this, because I couldn't, me and this person is not on the best terms, so to speak. We're not on speaking terms, daily speaking terms. We're not in horrible communication. There's no love loss, but there is definitely a distinctive distance between us, due to circumstances, due to healing, due to past hurts, due to, regret, due to being guarded and cautious. And because of this, we're not on speaking terms. But through this distance and lack of communication, I've learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the person, and I learned a lot about the journey between me and this person, and realized that this is way bigger than us. It's way bigger than me and this person. It's way bigger than the physical. This is a soul purpose. And if I just was so quickly to judge and say, oh, this person cheated on me, this person didn't respect me, this person didn't value me, this person did this, that, and the third, there is no way that you serve a purpose in my life. But it was all of that that I went through that made me realize that he served a significant purpose in my life, and has brought such growth. It's unmatched so thus far in my life, and it's amazing feeling, because now I could let go of any resentment. I could let go of any past hurts that much more. I'm not to say that I'm completely healed, but I could talk to him without feeling like, I can't stand this motherfucker. I can't believe what he did. I can't believe this. I can't believe that, and whatnot. I could talk to him with a peace of mind. I could talk to him with faith. I could talk to him with hope. And I could talk to him with acceptance of what was, and to have faith in the person of what could be. And this is only because I came to terms that he is my twin flame. I am not trying to put a message out there for any of the viewers to accept anybody's bullshit, to calculate what happened, this, that, and the third, and say, okay, I forgive you just for the sake of forgiving. Like I said, it's a journey, it's a process, and you know more than anybody. I can't tell you what's right for you and what's good for you and what works for you and who's destined for you. But I only hope that whatever I speak out into the existence resonates with somebody on some type of level. And I even said to myself, fuck the makeup. Fuck how I look. Fuck how I want you to perceive me. Fuck it. I want you to hear me more than anything. So I'm going to go ahead, speak my truth, speak my peace, most importantly, and hope it resonates with somebody moving forward. So to hell with the mockery, to hell with the superficiality of how I should look on this video and how you perceive me, because all of that is besides the motherfucking point. I am here to help someone heal and to get closer to themselves, their authentic self, their highest self, their grandest self, and most importantly, to get close to God. So, anybody who made it on this video and took a chance with me, thank you in advance. It is my first time that I decided that I made a conscious effort to speak publicly, globally, universal to everybody. And I'm sorry if I'm stumbling on my words, but they're just coming out like lava, so it is what it is. But I hope you hear me, and I hope that anything I say is resonating with somebody, and I want you to understand that I'm not really watching the time. I'm just speaking, and whatever comes to surface is what it is, okay? On that note, once, like I said, I was losing track of thought. I want to thank anybody that took the chance to view this and that has watched it up until this point and that still is feeling like something is going here. That's not me. I don't want to take full credit of that. That's the divine. And timing is everything, and that is why you are here. So thank you, because your support, your acknowledgement is really appreciated from the bottom of my heart, and it's going to help me heal, and it's going to help you viewing and you resonating is going to even set me more free. So thank you. On that note, I'm going to leave it at that as far as speaking in a broad sense. Originally, I really wanted to make this video to speak on to communicate with my twin flame, to communicate with my soulmate, to communicate with my karma, to communicate, really. And because me and him are not on the best of communication, or I shouldn't say the best, because at least me, I don't have no problem with this guy whatsoever. I just have boundaries, and I have a different way of viewing things, seeing things, and I have different standards moving forward and what is to be accepted from what's not. Because of the regret that I feel this man is going through because of how he mistreated me, the guilt, the communication to move forward is moving like a turtle. It's like I have this knowing feeling that it's coming, and I may have to initiate it in some sense or form, or the divine or God or whatever may have to initiate it, but I feel it's coming. But due to my enlightenment and him knowing that I have had a significant shift within myself, I know it's even more slow coming, because he knows that I'm not with the shits. No matter what it seems, no matter how peaceful I speak with you, no matter how much I've forgiven you without even hearing that you are sorry, I'm not with the shits. And he's either going to have to come correct or stay at arm's length. Stay over there. I will love you over there. Okay? So that's where I'm going with it. I'm not saying that if he does not come with an apology, if he does not speak his real truth of the love I feel he has for me and he knows he has for me, we're going to have some problems. I am going to punish him. I am going to lock him off. I am going to mistreat him. I am going to cheat on him. I am going to seek somebody else so that I could get over him. All that stuff that people do when they're living in the 3D dimension, I feel like it's called. And I think we all need to strive to have unconditional love for anybody that has served any type of purpose in our growth and in our evolvement. Okay, we need to know when to park them. We need to know when to park them motherfuckers, but and reflect and whatnot and do our own self-searching and whatnot. But we should not have such hatred, such pride, animosity, and pain over spoiled milk and over what was, because what was is what was and it'll never be again, as long as you are believing in your capabilities, believing in God, and believing in divine timing, and believing in people, places, and things, and the timing that they come into your life. So on that note, I decided, hey, I want to speak my truth because I want it. I love to talk so much, as you can see, and I love to hear myself speak, and I love to resonate on how I speak and what made me say the things that I say and where it's coming from. I decided, since this motherfucker is taking so mother freaking long to put on, his big boy boxers, so to speak, since people like to say big girl panties, to put on his boxers and say, you know what? I'm going to handle this like a man. I'm going to let go of my immature ways, my horrible communication skills, put that pride aside, put the guilt aside, put the what if aside. If I speak my truth, how will I react to it? How will she react to it? And just say, you know what? Love conquers all. And if this person is supposed to be in my life, they will be. And if I'm supposed to be forgiven, I will be. And if we're supposed to move on together, we will. And if we're supposed to forgive, but go on our own separate path, then so be it. Now I said that's so easy, but it's easier said than done. This I know. I am not denying that. But I wish that we could hurry up. But because I know God and I know his timing, I'm just like, you know what, Ebony? Awusa, calm down. Don't let that ego, that pride, that hurt, that impatient Aries stuff that you have inside of you start creeping up and overpowering divine timing. Stop it. So I stopped it, but I don't want to shut up. I don't want to shut up on how I feel. And since he ain't letting me speak my truth to him, and he's not allowing us to have that space where we could speak with no animosity, no control, no manipulation, and just speak our truth. So on that note, I kind of had when I took a shower before I did this video, I said to myself, I'm gonna start my journal off or my video off by saying, "Dear Twin Flame." Really, it's his name. I would have said "Dear Blank," but I want to keep that secret. So I'm gonna say, "Dear Twin Flame," and then whatever comes out comes out. And I guess I'm gonna do the same thing here because I really don't know what I was gonna say. I just knew um where I wanted the conversation to lead overall. Or I had an idea, is the word that I'm tripping over, on what I wanted to speak on. And I guess I just want to start off the conversation by saying thank you. I didn't even know thank you was going to be first, but honestly, when I do think of all that I've been through since I met this guy, I have the utmost amount of gratitude and thankfulness that he came into my life at the time that he did, that the stars had aligned for our meeting, for our souls to entwine and to uplift and to heal and to give warmth and to give acceptance and to destroy and to rebuild and to promote all that good stuff. As you hear that sigh, it's just like I done been through it all with them. And I still feel like, wow, could we just be getting started here? Or was that all I needed to take from all of this? It really is a mystery, and only God knows the answer to that. But What I will say is thank you. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for allowing me to finally experience love. Thank you for allowing me to feel a sense of normalness, because I'm just going to be real. I am rare. I am abnormal. I am different. I am special. Whatever you want to call it. All I know is I do not operate the way that majority of my peers operate. And meeting this guy has even put more emphasis on this fact. And instead of it feeling horrible, like, oh my gosh, why am I like this? I mean, I've had phases with our interactions where I felt like, oh my gosh, why am I like this? Or there's just something that he did, or that how he acted, that made me mirror myself and reflect, and either not like what I seen or really embrace what who I what and who I am really. So I thank him for allowing me to feel some sense of normalness, as far as finding love and feeling the thrill and not feeling like I'm dominating somebody, or I can control my feelings, really allowing my feelings to roam, allowing me to learn, allowing me to be vulnerable, and allowing me to want. And when I say want, I mean want in so many ways, because it's a choice to stay around somebody. It's a choice to communicate with somebody. It really is, no matter what your feelings is telling you. But I realized that, wow, I must really want this person around me, because he has done some of the most questionable, bizarre, most inconsiderate, neglectful, not loving things. And I still seeked him. I still wanted him. I still reached for him. I still loved him, flaws and all, neglect and all, mistreat and all. And that may have been partly because I didn't love myself at the time. Actually, it's not may have been. It definitely has parts, there's layers to it all. And I know that part of me accepted him, flaws and all, and seeked him because of the lack of love I had with myself. But I also knew somewhere deep within my core, outside of all the bullshit, all of the ego, all of the past hurts on even his part in life before I came, that this is somebody that is going to help me heal and help me seek something within, seek my true self, my grandest self. So thank you. And I thank him for that. And I thank him um, for allowing me to feel vulnerable, even when I didn't want to, showing me that love is a drug. Once that shit hits, it will knock the cool right out of you. Jasmine Sullivan said it best in Let It Burn. She said, what'd she say? Watch what it will make you do. Knock the cool right out of you. She had to say that at the end, because it's just like, boy, once that shit hits, there ain't no it's over when you say it's over. I'm done when I say it's done. We're finished when I say it's finished. Or when they say it, vice versa, whatever. It don't go like that, mama or sir. It it will do what it wants to do. Love will be finished with you when it wants to be finished with you. But if you reach some point of unconditional love with somebody, you're never fully finished with them. Even if you're not in the physical with them, your soul and energy still travels, and you will always have some type of bond and some type of tie with this person. And I do feel like I have this with my twin flame, regardless of what he has put me through, because I took all of that pain and all of that hurt and um all of that self-hatred and questions and put all of those recipes, stirred that motherfucker up, and took that anger and hurt and pain and used that as a constructive force to pull me through and to move forward and to be my best and grandest self. Now, at first, that's not what I seeked. I did not seek to be my grandest self. I seeked to be better than I was the day before. And it was not, I didn't do it because at the time, because I wanted to be my grandest self and I wanted to have self-love. I did it because I wanted to prove. I had something to prove to this motherfucker. I said, I have something to prove. Yeah, you want to play me? You want to run away from this love, this twin flame? You want to mistreat me, belittle me? Well, I have something coming for you. I am going to show you, if it's the last thing I do, why you ain't going to find nothing better. You will never find another like me. This I know is so unlikely. And this is true. I'm speaking my utmost truth to you, flaws and all, that this is something that I said to myself. And I said, I'm going to prove to you that I deserve to be in your life, that you made no mistake when you first met me and you went to go tell such and such that I'm in love with that Ebony girl. That's going to be my wife. That didn't come out of nowhere. That was not just for the here and now. That shit is true. And I guess with the fuckery that you're putting me through, it's a must I remind you. Can't we all relate to this? Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Let's take some time to thank God for that, because I know as humans, we all go through this bullshit. And at first, it's all about proving. It's all about proving your worth, proving your value, proving this, that, and the third to the opposite sex and to your lover and to your twin flame and to your soulmate and to your karmic lover and all that good shit. And I went through the phases. I'm just going to, if anybody's listening and anybody's hearing me, I went through the phases of first having to prove my worth to this person. And then I went through a phase of confusion, self-hate. And then I went through a phase, and maybe all of them was all over the place. There wasn't just one phase after another, but I went through all of these emotions and all of these motions and waves, really. And it went to proving, it went to self-hate, then it went to animosity, it went to hatred, it went to anger. And let me tell you, this anger that I felt for this guy is just like the love itself. The love that I felt for this guy initially is the same. It was unmatched, and it's the same way on the lower frequency side. I felt deep hatred. I spoke some really negative words. Lord, forgive me now that I am in the know of this, to this guy, of this guy, because I couldn't believe being in interaction with him has brought me to such a low point in my life. It is then that I had to seek God. I couldn't even seek myself. I couldn't help it. I couldn't control anything. Things that I normally could have been like, fuck that guy, fuck this person, I don't need you. Poof, gone like magic itself. Don't no looking back. This, that, and the third. Blame game, pointing fingers of why. With this guy, it was like I was going in circles with myself. Just going in circles with myself, like on a hamster wheel. A toxic circle. Swimming, spinning. And the crazy thing is how fast the wheel was spinning. I could have came off, but it's just like, I'm going to stay on this if that means that I could still be in contact with this motherfucker. How crazy is that, right? But that's what I went through. I went to feeling like I had to prove myself. I felt like, do I owe this person something because he allowed me to feel such depth on all scales for this dude? Do I owe you something? I don't know. And to this day, I don't know what it is. But I went through the waves with this particular person, and it took a lot of It took a lot of gut, clarity, understanding of how life works, that I should want more. I should seek more. And it actually took him to completely lock me off for me to seek more from myself, to evaluate, to calculate, you know, and to go within, deeper than I've ever went in my life. I'm talking about some asking God to help me. Mhm. Mhm. Asking God to help me, asking God to heal me, asking God why, crying, all that stuff. I was so lost in the sauce, so to speak, that I couldn't even depend on my own strength, on my own damage or whatever. I couldn't stand on my own two feet alone. I had to get somebody, and I couldn't find just anybody. Let me tell you. I couldn't. You could only imagine that even though you're close to your immediate people around you, going through that type of shit, sometimes you don't expect the next person to understand. And sometimes when they don't understand, they can't relate. And because they can't relate, they can't really guide you in the right direction. Yes, they'll throw words of encouragement and they'll tell you the obvious, like, you deserve better and just leave. And as if it's that simple. I mean, wouldn't we all do that if it was that simple? I needed something more. I needed something more than my best friend. And I needed something more than my mom. And I needed something more than him, even. I needed something more than myself. I needed God. I needed God to get through this. And that's why I'm here today, because of that twin flame and God. And that's why I have the utmost unconditional love for him, because he has helped me be the person, the authentic person that I am today. He has played a huge part in me wanting more for myself financially, me seeking more for myself financially, me taking better care of myself, better care of my surroundings. I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, when this person parted ways with me, of course, a lot of him was at fault for certain ways of how he dealt with the situation. I will give him that. But I definitely triggered a lot of, I can't say a lot, but I definitely triggered some parts that made him feel that it was okay to distance himself from me. I mean, for one, you don't fully love yourself. So how the fuck do you expect me, excuse my French, to love you wholeheartedly, unconditionally, like you claim you love me, if you don't love yourself unconditionally? One. Two, I don't even love myself unconditionally, so I can't love you, right? And three, I was triggering old hurts, damages. I was triggering things in him, and I've spoke too soon and spoke to the wrong people about very sacred, personal information regarding me and this person, and the trust was completely demolished. That's when it took a turn for the worse. So yeah, I had to take accountability for my part. I had to stop pointing fingers, and I had to stop saying, how could you treat me this way when I did nothing but love you, when I did nothing but accept your bullshit, and I did nothing but be a divine radiant light since we came into cross paths with one another. How? Also, another thing to complete this journey, I want to say, is taking accountability. That's a big thing. A lot of people are so quick to point fingers and hold somebody else responsible for how things played out. But really, this is all about self reflection, and people are in your life to show you time and time again who you are, where you are in life, how you think, how you operate. And it's either you're going to be happy with what you see, or you're going to be like, Ugh. And I did both with this motherfucker. I felt like I'm gonna stop calling him motherfucker. I think I said that a couple times. You guys could write it in the comments if you guys want. That would be interesting. But I want to, communicate. I saw a lot of things I didn't like in myself, and I saw a lot of things that I really did like about myself, and that I didn't see prior to meeting this person. And when we fell out, or when he left me for dead, basically, because that's how it felt. Um, I had no choice but to depend on myself. I had no choice but to seek God and to not be codependent on his warmth, his passion, his words, his energy, his time, um, and how he treated me. I had to literally look within and seek all of that stuff that I claimed he gave me to feel some type of way. I had to give it to myself. And it was quite the journey, people. It was quite the process. I cried. Everything you could imagine somebody to do when they're um, when they're going through the phases of heartbreak. I must have cried. I must have questioned myself, questioned life, questioned God, questioned Him. Most importantly, you go through the waves, you go through the motions, but I made it through. And I made it through to love, the self-love that I've never had due to traumatizing phases in my life, due to lack of clarity, due to, I just can't find the word right now. But when you just don't have the most healthy relationship with your parents and stuff, and the people that's supposed to be, quote unquote, your protector, your provider, your healer, and it's those same people that has destroyed you and has not protected you and neglected you in some way. I feel like both me and this person had went through the waves in regards to that, and we just couldn't get it right. But I decided that I'm going to do the work. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to do the work. And then that's when I felt my spirit shift, my energy shift. That's when I started hearing God more through music, through signs, through numbers, the typical 1111, 333, 444. I kept seeing that shit, and I started to be like, okay, this is trippy. What the hell is going on? And that's because I decided to heal. I seeked God, and God seeked me back and said, yes, my child, come to me. I will show you the way, but you need to do the work. Nobody wants to do the work. They just want to go on their knees or whatever way. Go to church one Sunday, one random Sunday, and feel like, oh, I'm going to be healed. Oh, God, I'm innocent, right? I'm one of your children because I went down on my knee one time and I went to seek you one time. And usually when we do seek him, it's at the most superficial stuff that we try to seek. It's always with material things like, oh please, or stupid stuff like, oh please get me this job, please get me this job, please give me this clothes, please give me the money, please fix it. Basically, usually when a lot of us, I come to terms, seek God or go within or pray to God, it's always about fixing things. But I feel like I had to start to go to God about thanking Him for what needed to be fixed, and asking Him to help me fix myself so that the people, places, and things could be fixed. That's how I see it. And ever since I've shifted my point of view in that, my whole motherfucking life, I said it again, shifted. I didn't call him motherfucker, I said life, okay? And it shifted, and once again, I reached a breakthrough. And ever since then, please understand when I say I love my family and my selective few unconditionally. This I know. But God and my family is not on the same level, okay? They're not in the same light. It's God above all, okay? It's God, you, me, since I'm speaking for myself. I came to terms that it's God, me, and the universe above all. And everything after that comes. Family, support system, job, security, financial security, all of that comes after God, divine timing, the universe, the law of attraction, and you. You have to be focused on that and allow that to come above all so that everything could work out smoothly and you could hear things more clearly and you could see things more clearly and you could answer your own questions a lot more. You know, when you come to an epiphany of some sort, you learn that talking is less. And although this video has reached to 46 minutes, which is completely saying the opposite, you just learn to talk less and you learn to not allow the situation to get more out of hand by seeking answers and advice from each and anybody who will listen, or your close friend or your family members. You have to seek peace, you have to seek answers, you have to seek questions and confusion, concern, belief, love, and faith within God. And once you get into alignment with that and you start to exercise that, and while you're exercising these habits and these patterns and this shift, you got to believe it all the while, and you got to stay close, and you got to remain on your own frequency, because when you get to that certain point, people are going to test you. They're not used to seeing you think for yourself, speak for yourself. They're not used to seeing you at one with yourself and not looking for them, so to speak. They start to feel lesser than, or they start to feel less needed, and that could cause chaos in itself, but that's a topic for another day. I'm just going to speak on getting close with your divine self, with God, and the universe, because that's three things that are going to be connected with you for your whole physical life on this earth. Your physical body is one thing, your name is one thing, but your soul was always there. And if you could just get in tune with that, everything is going to start to flow so like magic. Everything is going to manifest like magic. You're going to start to see life like a kid again. You know, when kids come to life and they just look at everything in wonderment, and they just look at everything in fascination, and they're just so curious about life, and they're just so grateful for the little things. That's how I feel. That's my experience. But I feel like if you do the right things, you take your time and you be patient with yourself, with God and the universe, everything will fall into place. You will learn to accept certain things that you didn't have control over. You will not even seek to control it once you accept it. You will not want to manipulate the person, the people, or the thing to get back your ultimate goal of what you want out of it. You're just going to leave it to God, and you're going to leave it to the universe, and you're going to focus on moving forward in life, and to basically put your time and energy on what's serving you, and you're going to start to let go of what's not serving you. Like this, people who you felt like, I just can't let them go because, you know, I knew them for this amount of time. This certain communication is toxic, it's unhealthy. Poof, you're just going to let it go because you now know what's what, and it's going to feel so good. You're not even going to entertain anything lesser than that is not serving you. You are just going to just keep seeking, keep healing, keep giving thanks, keep giving life to people, keep giving messages, and just trying to remain on your own frequency, and trying to just be a radiant light, and to try to not stay in negative energy and toxic energy around toxic people, around toxic thoughts. You are just going to want to heal yourself in any way. And before you know it, now you're not only here for what you originally came for when you went to God. You said, God, help me get over this person. Once you get over that hump with God and you get in tune with God, it's not only going to be about getting over the person or getting over the situation or getting over past hurts. All of a sudden, it seems like it's all of a sudden, but it was definitely a process. Something is going to shift, and you're not only going to want to be at peace with yourself and with the other person that you initially came to him about. You're going to want to be at peace, with your surroundings. You're going to want to not only have a healthy mind state, but you're going to want to have a healthy surrounding. You're going to want to make sure you're clean, and your clothes are washed and weekly, and your room is clean, and your office space is clean, and everything's just clean, really. And you're just going to be, at least this was my experience, you're just going to be so obsessed with staying afloat that everything is just going to fall into place. And just like working out, when you originally first start working out, and I don't know, I'm just going to throw out there like 500 pounds, and you're saying, oh shit, I want to lose this much pounds. And you start getting at it and you start working hard. Usually they say, and it's really a known fact, that you notice the changes first, right? You notice the results of your labor, of your hard work, and all that good stuff. You notice it first. And then you will notice shortly after that the people around you start noticing it without you even trying, without you even telling them, like, hey, I worked out today, or having your Snapchat and your video that has to show, look at me, I'm working out. It's going to show for itself. That radiant light, that peace of mind, that good health is going to speak for itself, and it's going to speak volumes if you're doing it right, let me tell you. So on that note, I just want to tell him that thank you. I want to tell him that I loved him more than I did when I originally met him. I have graduated from love to unconditional love, regardless of where we're heading moving forward. This I know, and this will never change. And that in the perfect world, in my ideal world, I would have hoped to marry you. I would hope to marry you. I would hope to build with you. I would hope to become a power couple and secure the bag and secure our family, and to have our kids and our extended kids from other past lives on his term to grow up in a peaceful atmosphere. And that's what I would have hoped in the perfect world. But I'm too aware that the perfect world does not exist, at least not outside of me and outside of my mind. And that, in order to get this, you have to want it. And wanting it is even not enough. Loving is, I finally realized what's her name is? Tina Turner meant when she said, what's love got to do with it? My younger self said, what do you mean, what the hell does love got to do with it? It has everything to do with it. That's why we're here. Duh. That's why we deal with bullshit, because love conquers all. Duh. But I realized that no, sometimes love is not enough. And I realized that here with my twin flame. Nobody could tell me that our love doesn't run deep, and that I don't have a profound connection and love for this individual. But habits are a motherfucker. Patterns are a motherfucker. Damage is a motherfucker. Being scorned is a motherfucker. Having patterns of how being programmed is the word that I'm tripping over, is a motherfucker. And until you want to change that and want to shift that and want to do the work, love is not enough. Value is not you have to value our bond. You have to value our foundation. You have to value our goals and each other in order to move forward successfully. And if I just focused on love, if I just focused on intention, then I would be in front of you all the time, and I would just throw my hand in the air and just say, to hell with it. I'm yours. But I'm not thinking no longer in just the here and now and fixing past disappointments for now, and then down the line, 6 weeks down the line, 2 months down the line, we're back at square one. No. I want us to be on the same page long term. We already did the short term, and the short term done turned out to some bullshit. So now that I have reached over here, I'm thinking long term. And guess what? If we are not in alignment and you're not willing to do the work with me, to help me help you, to help you help me, and to grow and evolve as one without the lies, without the deceit, without the manipulation, without the insecurity, control, immaturity, and past hurts, and making me responsible for it, then there's no winning in this. That's how I see it. And that's what I wanted to say. That's what I want to say to him when we finally come to terms. That there's no question that I love you. There's no question that this love over here runs deep for you. But if you don't value what we have going on here, if you don't make it a conscious effort and be mindful to nurture what we have going on here, then there is no point of me putting any more time than I already did in this foundation over here, because I have shit to do. I have goals to reach. I have self-love to give and to practice. And if we're not going to be on the same page, or at least try to be on the same page and try to move forward, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much questions and doubts may surface, then this is no use for me. And that's the overall conclusion in all of this. And originally I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put out half of this video because the next half of what I'm talking about is too personal. But you know what, there's no such thing as personal when it comes to these type of things. As humans, we all go through this bullshit. And I think that something tells me that I should just go ahead and put it out there, because there is so much videos that I've come across as of lately that has resonated with me, that has connected with me on a whole nother level that I didn't even see coming. So why am I, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am no longer trying to hide, conceal, undermine my passion, my knowledge, my worth, my value, and my lessons. And I'm hoping that this could reach somebody in a way that other people's advice, words, and God's timing has healed me. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this first chapter on this journey of me revealing, no longer concealing, and shedding light, speaking of people, places, and things that we all go through, and hoping that we could find peace of mind in our doubts, chaos, and anything that we went through, and just keep on swimming. Because to me, it's either you sink or you swim. Stop focusing on the destination and focus on the adventure and the progress and the journey. Okay? Sink or swim. It's that simple. Do the work and give thanks to God, because He is an awesome God, and I am so filled with gratitude. And yeah, so thank you. Whoever listened to this long, anyways.